Hey everybody, welcome to Geekoholics Anonymous, episode 211. I'm your host Rico, here with my co-host
Dane Cody.
Dane, Cody, and I get together once a week, talk about video games, TV, movies, and whatever the hell we like. Welcome everybody. Primarily video games, obviously. If you've never been here before, we usually start the show off with our little BS section, which we are knee-deep in. Getting into what you've been playing, our news, public service announcements, and then free-for-all section. Little house cleaning before anything else. Join our Discord server, bit.ly/gap-discord. In any browser will take you to our Discord, where we take the conversation offline and is a fun place to interact with other listeners and us, of course, because, yeah,
and you can help me pick a monitor. Yay!
Yeah, and help Dane pick a monitor and take part in our other antics that go on there and ongoing discussions of what we're playing in depth. Everything in depth offline. That's
the depth.
It's a fun place to be.
So much depth. You'll be drowning in depth.
Other house cleaning.
Uh-oh.
I'm
shit.
Gonna be on Kind of Funny Games Daily in a month from now.
Shut the front door.
Going down to San Francisco.
I'm a little jealous. I kind of hate you.
And I'm going to be co-hosting on August 6th, I assume with the fabulous Greg Miller. But who knows? Anything can happen.
Is it a Wednesday?
It's a Tuesday.
Oh, I was going to say, man, if you got to meet Gary Whitta and I haven't, I'd be so choked.
I assume Greg is scheduled me for a day that he's there because clearly I know him more than anyone else there.
That would make sense.
It's been a little bit of a back and forth. I kind of put it on. This is something that I started working on when we were at the meetup because I asked him, like, hey, would it be cool if I came to KFGD? And he's like, hell yeah. He's like, email me. And I did. And then E3 happened and a bunch of other crap happened. So I kind of put it off on the, side burner because I knew he was busy with hosting duties and other stuff that he probably didn't need to be bothered with.
Right.
And then I hit him up after E3 and just worked out with my time off, my wife's off, kind of making it a family trip at the same time. So yeah, that's pretty exciting. So
that's rad.
I'll hype the shit out of that. And
you better be good. You better not lose us any fans.
It'll be hard to go from any less than the 4 listeners we already have. So,
hey man, I know we have at least 5, so don't shortchange us like that. See, this is what I'm talking about. You're already screwing it up. Jesus Christ.
I got my PAX Media approval. I don't know if I mentioned that last week. You're working on yours.
You did.
That happened after we recorded.
You did post it in our Discord. That did happen after we recorded last week. I have got mine in now because I was a little late to the party. I'm hoping to hear back any day now. It's been just about a week, so
yeah,
I don't know. We'll see. They got back to you in 5 days, but I know this week there's a holiday and a bunch of other crap, so who knows?
Yeah, I'm sure it'll be fine.
I'm not overly concerned about it, but you never know.
I got a little concerned because last year it literally was less than 24 hours. But
right, yeah, last year was really fast. You're right,
but I don't know if it was because I can't remember if we did it later, so maybe they weren't busy, or we were super on it. I can't remember. Honestly,
I think we were really on it, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm not worried. We'll be at PAX.
Yeah.
So that's pretty exciting. So make sure you guys check that out. Obviously, I'm going to type that up and remind everyone again. And maybe we'll end up seeing the Discord blow up. Maybe we'll get some new listeners. So that's pretty exciting.
Don't fuck this up, Rick.
I'll try not to. No guarantees. I think I'll do okay.
All right.
I just hope there's some good news to talk about. I think it's before
Sony drops a big bomb. When are you there? Sorry, August 6th. Yeah, that's before Gamescom.
The middle of August.
Yeah, I think you're right. I mean, it does move around, it seems like. But, what do we got here? Gamescom 2019. Oh, son of a bitch. It's literally the week before PAX again. August 20th to the 24th.
Yeah,
That sucks.
Anyway, moving along. Let's get into what you've been playing. Unless you have anything else to report.
I went for a whirlwind drive on the weekend.
Oh.
I drove over 600 miles. I don't know why Google gave it to me in miles for some stupid reason. It was over like 850 kilometers. It was like 900 and something kilometers on Saturday. I drove up to visit my grandma. She's 96 now, so I got to try and, visit her when we can. So me and the wife, like, we've been putting it off, and it was just it just seemed like the right time. So we were going to stay overnight and everything, but with the long weekend, it was like insanely busy and insanely expensive. So we were just like, we'll just go up. So we left the house at like 8 in the morning, and we got back at 11:30 that night.
Oh, Jesus, you did it all in one day.
Yeah, we did it all in one day. So I drove up from here to Salmon Arm and back. Stopped at visited my grandma, made a stop and did dinner. My brother was actually working, but we stopped at the pub he was working at, so we got a quick visit in there in Kamloops on our way back through. So yeah, it was a long day. A lot of driving.
Nice. I forgot it was a long weekend. Yeah, we had our Canada Day. We did a lot of stuff. We were beach parades.
I was gonna say, you were all over the place. You looked like you had a fun-filled extravaganza weekend.
Yeah,
based on your photos on the social medias.
Parade,
saw flags and beaches. And
we had a barbecue birthday for my sister-in-law.
Very nice.
Then, of course, what is it? What was I going to say? Oh, we saw Toy Story 4, which I'll talk about in Free For All.
Very cool.
So,
before you dive into what you've been playing, because we will have been playing the same stuff-ish, I do want to just say, today is the memory of Ryan Davis from Giant Bomb. He passed away a few years ago now.
Wow.
So, yeah, that happened today, and I just wanted to give a shout-out because gone but not forgotten. Miss that big dude.
Yeah, he was awesome.
So, anyways, moving on.
How long ago was that now?
6 years ago.
Stop, Jesus.
Yeah, time flies.
Oh man, it feels like it just happened.
I know. So there's, what's going around on Twitter and stuff today. Obviously, a few people have thrown some stuff out.
I haven't really been on the social media, so I missed it.
If you listened to the first several years of the Giant Bomb cast, as well as like obviously he was a big part. Him and Jeff were the ones that literally started Giant Bomb. So he was in a ton of their early stuff, and then he tragically passed away, unfortunately. So yeah, but I just wanted to keep the memory alive. That's all.
Yeah, this is awesome.
And with that, Rick, what have you been playing?
I was just going to say, with that, Dane drops his second cough of the episode.
Hey, I've been doing a lot better, man. A lot better.
It is a lot better.
So,
and no one would know if I actually spent any time editing the podcast.
Ain't nobody got time for that. We got full-time jobs and shit. If anybody out there wants to sponsor our episodes, we will edit them. And by we, I mean Rick.
What? Wait a minute.
Yep.
Okay. What you been playing? What have we been playing? We've been playing Bloodstained, Ritual of the Night. I don't know why I did that.
I am going to just say our game is pretty fucking good.
It is really, really good.
I'm we're both
so
playing
mad
on the
that
PC, right? You got rid of your so yeah.
I got a refund.
Fill us in on what happened with your, because the last we talked,
I waited on it,
right?
Because I'm like, I want it on Switch. I want it portable. It makes sense. Metroidvania. I want to play it at every waking moment that I got, and if it's portable, it's so much easier. So I'm going to wait for the Switch version.
Okay.
I bought the Switch version. What?
How'd that work out for you?
Well, I think everyone's heard because I complained about it last week, but
yeah,
the Switch
it
version
didn't
came
go
out,
well,
and it was, and
it's a bad port.
as of the time of our recording, I think maybe it was resolved by the time we recorded last week. I put in for a refund, got my money back. Ended up buying Mario Maker 2 with that refund, that worked out well. Awesome. And then I ended up picking up Bloodstained on PC on Fanatical for pretty cheap. It was like $38.
Yeah, because I grabbed the same deal that you did.
Yeah, missed an even better deal, which would have saved another $5 by a couple hours. I mean, whatever,
$5,
it is.
You know.
And yeah, I've been playing it pretty much nonstop with just a couple Destiny intermissions, but yeah, it's been pretty much Bloodstained. I'm 15 hours in, 50% of the map, and yeah, it's Symphony of the Night, spiritual successor. It's what they promised.
It's very good. I have a couple little things that they're not really. I guess we could call them complaints. One of my biggest peeves, I think, is I wish the bosses had some sort of a meter to tell you.
Oh, like roughly how well you were doing.
Yeah, like that's the only thing. Like that is my biggest complaint, because like it's a rad game, but I do find like the ramp up on the bosses, like you're good, and then you get to a boss and you die like 7 times, and you're trying to continue to fight it, and you're getting your ass handed to you. And stuff.
I think the one boss you're talking about, is it spoilery or not?
Well, it's not like we won't necessarily drop it here, but yeah, there was one boss in
one
particular.
One of the first bosses is he's not that difficult once you figure out his pattern, but you might not be that strong at the point that you fight him at.
Yeah.
So depending if you did lots of farming or not might affect how difficult that fight is, so especially with if you had no healing items as well, which kind of make any fight easy. If you've like stacked up tons of them, you can get pretty sloppy. So like these are all definitely part of it. So like I won't lie, I probably spent I spent a while fighting him. I died. Like I fought him a bunch of times, and then I realized like, okay, something needs to change. So then I went back to the town essentially, and loaded up on some healing items, cooked some food. Yeah, cooking food. Yeah, man, I spend way too much time cooking food.
Yeah, so like, and then after I had a few items and some more healing and stuff, like and also the other thing that I did notice was like, depending on the boss and the type of enemy they're going to be more susceptible to various weapons that you have. So like the one weapon that I was trying to use, I realized was, even though the like attack number was higher, I was actually doing quite a bit less damage than when I used a different weapon. Mm-hmm. So he seemed to be more susceptible to the other weapon, which that also helped. So that all kind of factored in. But yeah, like up until that point, I had like, I don't know, 4 or 5 like potions, like just regular shitty potions.
You're playing normal, right?
Yeah.
Food is definitely some food items are definitely more effective healing.
Oh yeah, way more effective.
Bigger amounts of healing.
So yeah, so like when I bumped into him for the first time, I only had like 3 or 4 small healing potions. And yeah, like it didn't go well, and I kept like getting my ass handed to me. So yeah, after a bit, I did go back to town, and I just sort of was like, okay, I need to like sort of rethink what I'm doing here, and just get some stuff, and I got through it or whatever. But just an indicator to let me know like how far, like how much, because like,
yeah, I thought that was kind of weird, but I don't,
because there was another boss that I just finished, like the last time that I played, and like I was fighting, and like I was kind of attacking, and they were attacking me, and I was like, and it was this back and forth, and I was like, I have no idea, like, are they almost dead when I died? Were they like like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know, like, am I doing a lot of damage in relation to their health bar? Like, you know what I mean? Like, it just, that was my single biggest complaint about that game is straight up like that. The other thing that I will say was like, there was a few times where it's not a Dark Souls game because it's clearly a Castlevania game, but the whole like you get too far ahead of yourself and you're not playing sort of careful enough and you get a little sloppy and all of a sudden you die and then you realize like, oh shit, all that progress is just gone and now I need to like start back over from the save point. Like, there's been only two luckily, but there's been two specific times where it has been a set the controller down and like, okay, am I gonna keep playing this right now or am I gonna walk away for the time because like I got to redo all of that. Oh, like you know what I mean?
Yeah. I'm looking at pictures. I couldn't remember in Symphony of the Night, but I'm looking at pictures in Symphony of the Night, and there isn't life meters on the bosses.
No.
I don't have life meters on any of the enemies.
Yeah, I don't
think so. There is a life meter at the start battle of Symphony of the Night. But I think that's the only one in the game.
Interesting.
And I think that's because technically the intro to Symphony of the Night is the end of another game, and that game had life bars for bosses.
Right. Huh.
Yeah,
to be fair, it's been a long time since I played Symphony.
Did I play it earlier this year?
Last year. You played through like all those ones last year, yeah.
Man, it feels like I just did that.
But yeah, no, this game is real good though. It's incredibly deep.
So
controls are great. It controls a lot better than the first time I took it out for a spin, I was like, ooh, I don't know. But then like as I kept playing it, the controls really just grew on me and I was like, okay, yeah, this feels really good. I'm playing it, we're both playing it on PC. I'm using an Xbox One controller.
Yeah,
I'm assuming you're doing the same. That I will say, that game really does show how bad the analog stick the D-pad is on the Xbox One controller, though. Holy balls, it's bad.
I actually use the analog stick.
Oh, really? I tried. It's just like what I was finding was like when I'm doing like some of the slides and stuff, it's not. I don't know. For me, it wasn't precise enough.
I don't like the D-pad being down low.
I don't either. I was almost tempted to plug my PS4 controller in and use it, and
PS4 has
a proper. Now that I'm saying it out loud, I don't know why the hell I didn't.
Yeah, because it just works if you plug it in with USB, right?
Yeah,
I think if you have Bluetooth. I think there's a way to get it to work with Bluetooth. Just
is.
rewinding a little bit, because I know some of our hardcore listeners will know what a Metroidvania is and what Bloodstained is, but for those who've never played one before. It's a 2D side-scrolling adventure game / RPG because it has RPG mechanics. You level up.
Yeah.
There's equipment. There's gear. There's a crafting system. There's a whole cooking system.
Yeah.
There's quests that you get from NPCs in the little starting town.
Yeah.
And then of course, it's sort of linear, not linear, in that your progress is usually gated by you
having abilities. Having abilities or not having.
Yeah, exactly. Like you'll get to
you'll
get to a certain point, and it's like, oh, I need a double jump, or I need some other ability, or some, I assume, transformation or something. And so usually you get those from beating bosses or figuring out some other little go here, go there, do this, do that thing. So there's a lot of backtracking, which,
it feels to me kind of like if a 2D game that was a side scroller was kind of an open world though, in a weird way.
Yeah,
right?
it is exactly.
It's kind of like that. Like it's a kind of a 2D side scrolling open world game. Cause like you kind of go wherever you like after you kind of do the opening area.
Go as far one direction as you can, and then you turn around and you keep going back to the same areas in an open world game. Yeah,
totally. And then like you'll see like little like, oh, there's a room down here, and like, okay, well, I'll follow that till I either can't follow it anymore, or it loops back to another spot or something like that, right?
So you've got your weapons. There's different types of weapons, which kind of change the way the game plays. Swords, great swords, rapiers, katanas, boots, whips. They all play a little different.
Clubs, maces.
Yeah.
Yep.
Some of them, depending on which ones you have special moves, which use magic. Not all of them, but a bunch of them do.
Yeah.
You've got your... there's passive abilities, magic, and...
there's like a whole shard system
remember,
so that as you defeat enemies...
Basically, your character, Miriam, is a shard binder. And as you kill enemies, and this is similar to one of the... Was it... which one was it? It's one of the DS Castlevanias. One of the last two. I
think it was one of the ones I didn't play.
Castlevanias on DS had systems similar to this, where as you kill an enemy, I think in those ones you get their souls, and this one you get their shards, and their shards of an enemy is an ability. So whether that be a passive or a familiar ability where they fight with you, or you can simply summon them, or spells. There's like 5 different shards that you can equip. I think, is it 5 at any given time? I think
yeah.
it's 5.
Yeah, there's like 2 offensive ones, a passive, and then a familiar. Maybe it's only 4?
Right bumper, right trigger, Y, or is it X?
Y.
3, passive, and familiar. Yeah, there's 5.
Okay.
And yeah, as you're killing enemies, you sometimes there's a random chance that you absorb their shard, which gives you their ability, whether it be a passive or active or whatnot, or familiar. As you get more, you can farm enemies and essentially make them more powerful. You can rank
like
up
the shards
shards.
stack.
Yeah,
so the more of them that you have,
grade.
Yeah, so the more of them that you have increases their grade. But then you can actually rank them up, which like essentially kind of like levels them up.
And that's based on items, ranking them up with items in your inventory.
And some of them, when you increase it like that, it will actually unlock new stuff. Like for the double jump, for example, it actually gives you a 3rd jump, so you can actually jump twice in the air.
Yeah, I have
once
not
you upgrade
gotten
it.
That.
So I haven't either.
I've upgraded.
Like reading,
you can upgrade the double jump that gives you invincibility at the point of your 2nd double jump.
Ooh.
I have gotten that one.
Oh, nice.
But yeah, you can upgrade the ranks, which make them more powerful. Change duration. Also, sometimes change the size and effect or whatever, because they're all different. So they change in the grade as well. Yeah, as you collect more of them. So I've got some that are like rank 7 and grade 9.
Oh wow!
I don't know if they go. Did they go higher than grade 9? Because I was farming this one enemy and I collected tons of shards, and it just didn't seem to go up. Or I don't know if the grade is limited by the rank, because I don't have the item to get past the rank 7 that I'm at on it or something. I don't know.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, I've got some crazy awesome spells and some awesome familiars, and it's a lot of fun. And I rack shop. I'm pretty
ton of like hidden shit everywhere.
Yeah,
there's a ton of like hidden rooms and hidden just stuff everywhere. Oh, it's kind of amazing.
I got the bad ending.
Oh, you've already beat it and got the bad ending.
Yeah, like Castlevania Symphony of the Night. Spoiler
if you just
alert.
Run through and you beat the game. That's kind of that.
If you've never played Symphony of the Night, it does the same kind of thing. But in Symphony of the Night, if you have certain weapons and do stuff different, the ending's not the ending. It's really just the midpoint.
Yeah, it's like the halfway point.
Which is kind of exactly where I'm at. So I've gotten the ability to go to a whole different section that I didn't realize. So I do know where I got the bad ending is, and I just reloaded my save and just like, okay, I'm not going over there.
Right.
Because I'm not supposed to go there. But I did see the bad ending, and it was bad. It was not very satisfying.
I mean, they don't call it the bad ending for nothing, right?
But yeah, this game's awesome, man. It's I'm so mad that I put it off a week.
Do you know roughly what your game clock was when you beat it? Like with the bad ending?
Like I said, it was about 15 hours. Maybe 13 hours, because I have put more time in since that.
because I think I'm at 7 hours or something like that played. So I was just kind of curious.
And which I've heard is like, depending on how fast you play it, it's 20 hours plus or minus.
Yeah.
And that's not, I don't think that's 100%ing the game.
Probably not.
And there's a new game plus, and then there's like different difficulties.
Yeah.
There's different characters coming. There's like a bunch
there's
of
like
updates coming.
There's a whole list of essentially we'll call them cheat codes, but essentially like if you start a new game and you use a specific name, it will give you all kinds of various. There's like a whole list out there where they'll change like if you use this name, it'll unlock big head mode, and if you use this name, it'll unlock this weapon, and if you you know what I mean?
Actually, Kind of Funny has one.
Yeah, they do.
I haven't used any of the cheat codes. I just
me neither.
I don't know how that does that affect achievements or whatnot, or
I have no idea. I'm playing it on. It's a Steam game. I mean, do I care about achievements on Steam?
They've been popping on my screen. I noticed them.
Oh no, they have. I just mean like I don't really care about.
Who cares about achievements? Period. To be honest.
Yeah.
It's awesome. If you like Castlevania, pick it up.
It's real good.
If you're a fan of Symphony of the Night, pick it up.
I haven't had my thumb this sore in a long time from playing on like a controller and mashing the stupid buttons to. Oh yeah.
I was like, man.
Also, there's a jump back that I didn't even fucking realize was there. I feel like a real idiot.
The dodge, the side.
Yeah,
step.
there's like a back step. I had no idea. Here I was like trying to do all these other stuff. Like that would have came in so handy if I was like that boss that we were talking about would have come in when you real handy. So especially that boss because like he does a move that like to be able to like do a leap back would have been real helpful.
And the switch system, which I thought was broken, I was just doing it wrong. We kind of talked about it in the Discord.
Yeah.
So the left trigger allows you to basically it looks like it'll have up to 8 when you unlock all the slots. Okay. I have 4 unlocked, so technically you can have 4 like loadouts like saved, and you just hold down left trigger and it's like almost like a weapon wheel shows up, push in a direction.
Oh, okay.
And then
hit push in the direction.
Yeah, hit the A button and then you can switch. So for example, I have a traversal loadout, which is like my traversal shards.
Right.
For like needing certain abilities to do certain things. So I'll stack them on one build. Right. And then I've got a staff build. I've got a ranged build, which is like with a gun and a bunch of ranged abilities. And then I have like my this is my all out most powerful build currently, just by going off numbers.
Yeah.
So, and then I can switch through them easily without having to go into equipment and micromanaging every piece of equipment just because I need to resort some shards because I need a certain ability to get through a certain point. I just hold down the left trigger, tap down and hit A and boom,
Yeah, that would be very helpful.
So I thought, I swear that the first time I did it, I just held down the L button, and then I was able to edit it as well. But no, that's just loading it. You have to go to the pause menu, go to shortcuts, and that's where you can like load your existing armor set and then tweak it from there.
Interesting.
And so forth. So
I'll have to play with that more. Like, yeah, because like I thought it was broken too. I like hit the button and I was like, well, it's not fucking doing anything. Okay, whatever.
No, what it would do is if you didn't set it up, is if you hit your A button on anything, it just unequipped your main weapon.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, this is stupid. What is going on here? Like,
yeah, that was I did a search. And I'm like, weapon switching or loadout switching broken Bloodstained, and then in the Reddit, it's like, nah, you're just doing it wrong. I'm like,
that's hilarious. That's like me with the back step. I had no idea until like I was like looking at something, and then it was one of the shards was like, increases like the length of your back step or something. And I was like, back step? What? And I like went into my options and I looked under controls, and like sure enough, they're like, oh yeah, L1's a back step. And then I like hit L1, it's like boop. I'm like, son of a bitch! I played half the game and I haven't even known that was there. So
yeah. I just did a search on the shard that I'm using. And it's like, blah, 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 breaks the game. It does awesome. A lot of damage.
Can't complain about that. It's funny, you had mentioned one of the familiars that you were using in the game, and I was like, what? And then literally the next time I played the game, I found that familiar
Oh yeah,
off in like a hidden room somewhere. I was like, oh, cool.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, look at that. So
I think I may have mentioned the name of the spell in our Discord chat. Sorry if you consider that a spoiler. It's pretty OP.
awesome.
I got the ranged version of it as well. So I'm just destroying shit, like I said. But I've been changing stuff because it's so effective. It got a little boring there for a tiny bit.
So what you're saying is probably the first patch they'll nerf it.
Yeah, I'd be surprised. But yeah, anyway, Bloodstained, it's dope. Go get it.
Yeah, it's not like, I mean, it wasn't like it's not a full price $60 game. So I mean, I feel like it's
digitally it's like $54.99 Canadian.
Was it?
I think physical.
I guess because it was on a Steam sale, it was like $49 or whatever. So
yeah, physical is $59, and I think it's $39 in the States. I think
interesting. Okay,
all versions,
right?
And I think the digital versions are a little, maybe low 30s, depending on sales or whatnot.
But like, seeing as how long this game was looking like it was going to take to come out,
4 years.
I was worried.
It was supposed to come out in 2017 originally, I believe. It was a Kickstarter. And actually, you know what? I'm really kicking myself not getting it on the Kickstarter level to get my goddamn picture in the game, considering how much I love it.
Yeah.
Because I noticed there's some enemies in the game that have portraits.
Yep.
That attack you, and I think those are backers.
Oh, yeah, yes. I believe you are correct.
I'm pretty sure those are backers, made to look all old-timey.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what tier that is. It may have been a tier that
you weren't willing to pay for?
Yeah.
Yeah, I have no idea.
Anyway.
Either way, it's a breath of fresh air. I will say it looks and runs awesome on my PC. It's really pretty. Like, I mean, obviously everything's cranked up and whatnot.
Yeah,
it's
ultra.
super smooth. That's the one thing I was like, because there's those games that come out and they should run smooth with all the horsepower that you have in a PC, and then they kind of don't. So I was worried that after seeing kind of how poor the Switch port was, I was like, oh man, I hope that's just a Switch problem and like the PC actually runs really well.
I hear like the console versions dip quite a bit too, but
really,
that's the thing with PC. PC can fucking brute force its way through everything. That's the one difference compared to consoles.
Yeah, man, my 16 threads and 32 gigs of RAM and 8 gig video card.
Even if something isn't so optimized on PC, the PC version usually ends up still, persevering performance-wise, because it's like, screw you, I have the gigs, the gigahertz, and the horsepower to just brute force our way through inefficient code.
Totally.
Moving along.
So yeah, it's real good. Go play it.
It is. It's dope.
It's rad.
I want to go play right now.
I know.
Podcast
the more we're talking about it, like
Bloodstained.
I'm thinking like I could just put it in this monitor over here, and we could just you could just talk. Yeah. Oh, motherfucker.
Yeah.
Oh,
you're right, Rico.
Son of a bitch. Yeah, that's probably what would happen.
So, I picked up Super Mario Maker 2. So when I'm not in front of... Hey. When I'm not in front of the PC, banging off a couple levels of Mario Maker 2. So far, seems really good. I'm not going to lie, though. I haven't gotten any of the creation stuff. I've heard some complaints about the creation stuff.
Really?
Just that I guess the touchscreen implementation is not that amazing. Oh. And then actually some people are like, the Wii U version was better.
Oh, wow.
But I don't know. I can't speak to that because I haven't really done any of it. I wasn't really a creator in the first one either way. I was more of a, a leech and a player. But It's got a story mode, which is already better than the original game.
Right.
I think I'm only like 20-something%, maybe 30%, because it actually shows you percent progress. Because the whole story mode. Spoiler alert.
Is it similar to like the first one, where as you play through the story mode, it just keeps unlocking crap for like building and stuff like that? Or
no.
Oh, interesting. Because that was kind of how you unlocked all the stuff in the first one.
Yeah,
is like you'd have to play through their I don't want to call it a story mode, but they're like single player, if you will.
Yeah, sorry, I'm laughing because I was looking at the waveform of the recording, and when I said no, the way I said it, the waveform actually looked like a big dong. I just thought it was fun. Anyway, just in the corner of my screen, I see this thing going. I'm like, wait a minute. It was totally off topic. Sorry, it was really.
How old are you, Rick?
I had like 12. It was kind of funny. But yeah, I'm doing this. Spoiler alert. Fast forward like a minute if you don't want to know any of the story of Super Mario Maker 2. Okay, minute and a half. So hit that 30-second skip. Hit the 30-second skip 3 times starting now.
If you're playing Mario Maker 2
now we're going to start the timer. I got it. Basically, you build the castle. Someone accidentally deletes the castle, and then you have to rebuild it. That's the whole premise of the story mode.
Okay, that's actually pretty funny.
And then you're like rebuilding the Princess Peach's castle. So anyway, you build it bigger and better, and you get jobs, which are the stages, which reward you coins for completing them. Depending on the difficulty, you get more coins or whatnot. You also, whatever coins you collect on the stage contribute to the grand total. And you're basically paying the workers, which are a bunch of toads, and they're building up the castle as you complete stages and get money and so forth. And there's kind of like a little overworld that you're on where you can talk to characters and interact, and it looks like there's some like little secrets and unlockables as you go along.
That's kind of cool.
Apparently there is some items you unlock from this mode for the editing.
Okay.
But I haven't done it. I haven't done any of the editing, so I'm not sure if it's all unlocked to begin with.
Have you played any of the like levels from online then, or
I've just been playing the story mode right now. I won't get into that crap until I beat the story mode. But as a 2D Mario game, I'm really enjoying the stages that are in there because they're all super unique.
I was gonna say, are the story mode levels? Are they all the different styles?
They're all the different styles.
Okay, cool.
They're incorporating all kinds of different mechanics. Like every stage is so different, and that's a cool thing. It's not just like this is Mario 3 and Mario 3 stages, because Mario 3 was limited by the suits. They had most of the stages were kind of similar, but then you had the castles and the air stages, and so forth. This is like way beyond that. Like, there's puzzle levels. There's just straight up difficult levels. They have goals too. Like, so it's kind of showing, kind of as you're playing it, it's like, hey, you can make stages with like goals. Like one of the last stages I just beat, you're not allowed to jump. You had to get through the stage without jumping.
Okay.
Like
as soon as you jump, it just fails?
Using elevators and enemies, and
interesting.
It's not just jumping. It's like you can't leave the ground, period.
Oh, wow.
And if you leave the ground, you could play all the way to the end of the stage. The goalpost just won't be there.
Oh, jeez.
That was one of the harder stages that I just completed, but
I'm really enjoying everything that Mario kind of is.
Yeah, I'm happy with the purchase. It's real good. And I like the old one, but I felt like the old one didn't have enough of a story mode that made it worthwhile because I didn't care for the making stuff and so forth. I have the old one and I like the old one, but this one's good. It's really good. I'm having fun.
I'm on the fence. I want to pick it up, but I don't feel like I played the first one enough to justify me buying the second one.
Yeah, I think this one's a big improvement, but again, if you didn't I love, regardless of the not as good campaign mode in the first one, I still loved the first one and played it a lot.
See, like I enjoyed playing it, but I don't know, like the making stuff, I wasn't.
And
there.
Skype is being dumb right now, so I have no idea if you're talking or not.
I see you talking. It's funny.
I know, but you're like just frozen on my screen for like a half second there.
I think it's your computer, Skype. Man.
It's your computer.
You always say it's mine, but it's
not a computer. It's a connection.
Yeah, no, it's like the connection between us. It's just not there, man. It's just not there. I've played a whole bunch more Harry Potter.
And I did play more. I played more too as well.
No, you didn't. I told you to add me. You sent me your friend code, and you've never even accepted it after I added you. So don't give me this. You fucking didn't even play it. Initially, I was like, oh yeah, this is just a Pokemon Go clone with some Harry Potter stuff in it. I don't know if I'll keep playing this or not. Then I kept playing it, and they've released their first like update and done a few other things. I will say that my wife is also in on it now, and she's now obsessed. So that has turned into making me go for walks around the block because there's some inns and greenhouses and some stuff not too far away.
But that's a good thing. It's not bad.
No, absolutely. It's good. It's good.
Did you say your wife's playing too?
Oh yeah. No, once she like kind of got a glimpse, she saw what I was doing there the one day, and she was like, "Ooh."
And she likes Harry Potter, right?
Oh yeah, she's a big Harry Potter fan.
Yeah, I thought so.
Yeah, she's getting into this one for sure.
The only person that plays around me is Teacup, and I don't think we've ever played together. And he was kind of the other day like, yeah, I think I'm done with Harry Potter.
Yeah. On the weekend we went for a walk, and actually Canada Day we went for dinner, and then we went for like a walk after, and we actually stopped at one of the like fortresses, and we like her and I together we like teamed up in the fortress.
Yeah,
and we were like doing it. It's cool. It's really neat. Like the way that
fortresses are kind of neat.
The other thing is they have events that are going on, and so these enemies will randomly like show up around you. And it's not just like a Pokemon Go, like where, so in Pokemon, you know, you throw the balls, you catch the Pokemon. That's kind of that's the thing, right?
I play Pokemon Go
every day. So in Harry Potter, sort of their spin on it is like you see these things and you got to cast the spell, and that's usually like squiggly lines or you gotta like do the motion on the screen, and that casts the spell. But the thing is like when you come across these actual enemies, they attack you and vice versa. And so you actually have to be involved, and you actually have to like, it's sort of, you get a cursor and you put it over a certain thing and it fills a bar. And then once that bar is filled, you can attack that enemy, but they're also attacking you at the same time. So you actually have to defend. So like, and it's this back and forth kind of thing where like you're trying to fill the bar, they're trying to attack, and vice versa. And it's cool because you have a health bar, they have a health bar, and if they attack you, like that's it, you pass out, they run away, and that's you lost the battle. So it's like it's more involved than just like the Pokemon thing where, you know, you're just, that's it, like you're just catching Pokemon, like, or. So I like that they're adding more things like that in the events. Like I walked out of my house and like there's this like goblin dude. I clicked on the icon, like, ooh, I haven't seen this icon before, and I clicked on it, and suddenly I was like, holy shit, what am I doing? Like there's a dude, he's trying to attack me, and like it was cool, it was neat. It felt so different than just like, oh, it's just a different, you know, a harder enemy or whatever. I'm going to have to cast more of these spells, and I'm, you know, half of them are going to fail, or I'm going to need a potion or whatever, right? It's essentially like the same type of battles that you do in the fortresses, but out and about. And that's like what I thought was really neat. So yeah, like it's like it's the way I view it, like talking to one of my coworkers at work who's been playing it as well, it's kind of like Pokemon Go, but with a lot more depth in like just the game itself, with like brewing potions, and you can do the different like things while the potion is brewing to help it, to brew faster. And you know, there's the brewing the potions. There's when you go to the greenhouse, you can plant things, and then they can grow, and you can come back later.
Do you have to go back to the same greenhouse?
Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah. So you got to like plant something, and then you can water it and everything else, but that's not going to be ready to go for like 24 hours or 2 hours or 3 hours or whatever it is. But the more people that put put spell power into it means that the yield will be way bigger when people come to it, which is really neat. So like I've planted a bunch of stuff at greenhouses whenever I come across them and there's nothing there, just because I'm probably not going to be back there. But I figure if I do that and other people do it, that eventually like I'm going to come across some that are ready to be picked and vice versa. So, you know, helping out my fellow man in hopes that they'll help me out.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of a win-win for everybody.
Going on for?
I think, excuse me, I'm not sure how long, if it's like a week or 2 weeks or what it is. But essentially like right now there's these like purple icons that show up and, they're like these. So like the last event, which ended last weekend, was the one where these random like goblins and various things like were showed up around the city and I was like having to attack them. And right now the event is, where is it? Let's see here. Let's pull it up. Let's take a quick peek. It is, yeah. It's called the Brilliant event, the Fantastic Flora and Fauna. So there's these unique creatures that are being spawned around. And some of them are only one, like you catch it the first time and you're good. And some of them are what they call fragments, and you have to catch them multiple times. So like a couple of them, there's like a unicorn and you have to catch, like you only ever catch a fragment of the unicorn. So you got to catch it 12 times. You got to catch a hippogriff 10 times. And there's a few other things in there as well.
I think that's the one complaint I have about this game is
certain things you only have to catch once, and some things you have to get fragments. Or
the icons represent the different groups that the foundables are from,
not the actual foundable itself.
Yeah, like
so
there's a rare. There's the one I want there, so I'm going to click on that one.
So the thing that you'll notice is if one shows up or whatever, you'll notice the ones that have like light beaming off of them. Those are like harder ones or rarer ones. So that's kind of an easy way. Like if you open it up and you see a bunch of icons around, and there's ones with like beams of light. Like I get what you're saying though.
So unlike the Pokemon, beam of light where you're make me excited. Whereas if I already know I kind of wish it just showed you like a little tiny little icon of, like they showed little Pokemons on the map. Show me the little unicorn on the map, or show me the little goblin on the map, and then I know. Yeah. I could just ignore that. I got 100 of those. It's just a waste of my spell power.
Yeah, at that point, it's like unlike or not unlike Pokemon, you generally grab them just because it's like XP to help you level up, right? Because that's the thing in this is like as you level up, the base enemies so as you level up, you gain more spell power, meaning like your spells that you cast are more powerful. I wish you got more spell power. So they're two different things. You can.
Okay.
So like using real world money, which are the coins that you can purchase,
or the coins you can superly grind out, which take forever.
Yeah, totally.
So it's like expanding your bag or your Pokemon storage.
Exactly.
Yeah, because I did notice the other day I went to go pick up some items off the ground. It's like 203. You're over your limit, and God damn it.
Yep. I really wish they wouldn't do that. Like, I get why they do it, because they know it's an easy way to make money off of people, because like eventually they're either going to do it or quit playing. But that's the problem. I
ended up brewing a bunch of potions to get my numbers down.
Right. But then but that's the thing is you will have a separate potion bag that you can only carry 50 potions.
Yeah.
So like
I haven't gotten to that roof yet.
Oh, see, I brewed a potion because like part of your daily is to brew a potion for the day, and so like I had a potion brewed and waiting to get picked up, but I had like 53 potions in my bag. I'm like, son of a bitch. But no, it's interesting. Like I said, at first glance, I was like, oh, this seems kind of whatever. But now as I've played more of it, it's got a lot more depth that's there. I'm really enjoying it a lot.
I definitely noticed the depth was there, and there's lots of systems, so it's a lot deeper than Pokemon Go. I'm not as connected to the Potterverse as I am the Pokeverse.
Yeah. So like I hit level 10 today. So like at level 5, your spell power is increased, and it makes catching things easier.
Yeah,
and at level 10, you get another boost. So it means, like, you know, the enemies that are of like medium or whatever, it makes them a little easier. So it's like, as you level up, from what I can tell, it's like that's kind of what happens. So that's like another like kind of unique twist on it. So like as you level, you get stronger, make some of the harder enemies easier to catch, and so on and so forth. But and then of course, like, there's the whole fortress thing where there's like 30 levels in the fortress where you can like start at the top and work your way down. And it's like, oh my gosh, like you can, I don't know. It was neat. It was, like I said, like when I sat down with my wife and we were both like jumped into the fortress.
Yeah, that
and
probably
we both,
has a big impact on it too.
And it just felt so much better than like the gyms ever have in Pokemon. I do know that there's like, I do understand that there's like raids in Pokemon, which I never really took part in because like, I don't know, it just never
raids
worked
just
out for
it's
me.
Just like a gym where like a bunch of people pile on the one enemy.
Right.
So they're not really different.
Yeah, so like this actually felt like, okay, like she's attacking that enemy, I'm going to attack this enemy, like we can clear the floors faster together stuff. Like, it's neat.
When you're doing the Protecto, is it Protecto or whatever that stupid spell is?
Yeah, Protectus or Protecto or whatever, yeah.
Is there any timing or anything that you just swipe it and it's always
to my
the
knowledge,
same?
it's just you just swipe, yeah.
Swipe the line and it's gonna do this. It's gonna reduce the damage.
Yeah, or you may miss. Like, they may miss. That's the other thing.
That doesn't happen often, though, does it?
No, but like that's the other thing is there's that whole other skill tree that as you level up, you unlock all those skills, which you're unlocking for the
which
fortress
you use on the enemies in the fortress.
Yeah, so like, you know, you're adding more stamina, which is your health. You're adding power, which is your attack power. You're adding like focus, which helps increase your focus. There's other ones as well in there that like help you do like my wife, when she was like attacking one thing, like I cast a spell to help like increase her health while she was fighting it and things like that, right? So
yeah, there's
like all that whole other skill tree part of it as well as just the random catching things. So it's cool. Like I said, I honestly didn't know if there was going to be much. I think I'm on the
cusp of it either hooks me or I drop it.
Yeah.
I just playing Pokemon Go and this they both.
Yeah, see, and that's the thing. Like, to be fair, I'm not playing Pokemon Go, right?
Yeah.
Like I got my new phone.
Pokemon Go is not a good game.
No.
I'm just an idiot that's hooked to it because I'm unlocking Pokemon that I can essentially import into my other games.
Maybe.
If it didn't have that, I probably would have quit Pokemon Go a long time ago.
Assuming the other game has the Pokemon in it.
Yeah.
But
the original 151 are in. So
right. Yeah.
Hence how I've I haven't technically completed my Pokedex because I have to level up one Pokemon and I hadn't gone back. I meant to do that, but whatever.
Yeah.
Moving along. I'm glad you're still liking it.
Like I said, my wife's super into it, so we'll play it and we'll see. I mean, I worry about like the bag and the spell power. Like, I worry about that stuff because like I feel like as I've leveled up,
just gonna have to spend some money, my friend.
This is the thing. I feel like at the beginning when I hit that bag limit, it was like 100 coins to increase that bag size, and I feel like now
a lot of coins in this game.
No, and I feel like now it's 200 though.
What?
Like, do you know what I mean? Like, I feel like as I've leveled up, I feel like that cost has gone up.
They're like, you said no the first time, sucker. It's more expensive now, bitch.
Like, maybe I'm wrong, but like, I could have swore like the first time I was like, no, I definitely didn't. And that's the other thing is it feels like a bit of a ripoff. We're going to add 30. We're going to add 30 slots to your bag. Like, that's it. We're not going to we're not going to double it. We're not going to add 100. We're going to add 30. And it's like, so anyways, we'll see. I'll continue to fill you in on how it goes, but currently, yeah, it's a fun, quick mobile thing. So, and those are pretty much the only two things I've been playing.
Nice. All right. Well, let's get into the news. The news. Pokemon Masters is set for release this summer. This is that other mobile Pokemon game. from the Pokemon Company and DNA. 3v3 battle game or fighting
The
Pokemon
free
fight
to
game?
start game with microtransactions.
Yeah, there's a new trailer and some new details of the game. I don't know when it's coming out. They just said summer. I was looking at screenshots. Really? Freaking ad?
Of course.
I'm trying stupid man. IGN didn't put ads at the start of videos like this before, did they? Like, what the heck?
Oh yeah, they've gotten bad. Both, they don't autoplay like the GameSpot ones do, but they always have ads at the beginning now.
Weird.
I love how the screenshots don't even. There's one screenshot that shows actual like a gameplay.
Yeah, it's like an intro, and they talk about it. Yeah, I don't know how I feel about this game.
It looks.
It looks weird.
I don't know. It looks to me. It looks like all the parts of Pokemon that I kind of don't really care about.
Yeah,
unfortunately,
well, it should
but
hopefully be out soon because summer has started.
Yeah, we'll see. I guess.
I didn't think it was coming out this quickly.
Those mobile games, man, they crank them out.
Speaking of mobile games, because we're now your official mobile game podcast, Tetris Royale.
I'd probably listen to like
What's
a
that?
good mobile. I think I'd listen to a good mobile game podcast. In all honesty,
Are we gonna have to break it out? Break new podcast?
maybe.
Just record it after our podcast and syndicate it on a separate thing.
The mobile after.
Is there? There's got to be a mobile app or games podcast.
I'm sure there's got to be a mobile game website or something, right? Like mobilegame.com or something. Like I don't know.
I'm sure there is, but like seriously, isn't it like hundreds, if not thousands, of mobile games that come out a day?
Yeah, but I mean, like that's the thing. Like I feel like if you did like a site or a web or a podcast, and you were actually like kind of curating and like going through and like this is actually worth your time, and that one isn't, and that one is, and like I feel like you could maybe, you know,
I know there is one, and none of them are coming to mind because I'm not the biggest mobile player.
Yeah. Best mobile gaming podcasts. All right, what do we got here? That website's terrible.
Yeah, we don't care. Moving
exactly.
Tetris Royale is coming to mobile devices. It's like Tetris 99, but for your phone. There's a trailer for this in the show notes if you would like to see this.
Tetris on your... How would you do that with a touch screen, though? Like, how... Like, are you... See, all... Like... This, to me, falls apart as soon as I think about playing Tetris with touch controls.
It would probably feel like hot garbage, but hey, maybe it works.
But
Dr. Mario's coming to mobile.
Yeah. You and I played Puzzle Fighter at PAX a few years ago.
I can barely remember that.
Yeah, we both grabbed an iPad because it was on the iPad, and we were playing, and like that right there for me was the worst part about it. It was like trying to like rotate them, spinning them. So you'd put your fingers on the screen and you'd like spin them to actually spin it, and then you'd swipe down to drop the piece, and then you'd move your finger across the screen to, you know, and then the piece would follow or whatever. But it's like, it just felt bad. Like all you want is like a controller. I mean, I don't know if this has controller support, that might be kind of cool. So like, I don't know if it does or not, but like that might be okay.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure this will probably do really well on mobile, regardless of what we think and how it controls.
You're probably right. I'm just old.
It'll be beta testing and roll out sometime, and it's currently in development. Beta testing in certain territories will roll out sometime in 2019. So we probably won't see this for a while.
Fair enough.
Epic Games. They're in the limelight again. They will fund the cost of Kickstarter refunds for Epic exclusives. So this story doesn't make sense. Comes about due to the fact that Shenmue 3 moved to Epic Game Store on PC exclusively. And a lot of fans were not happy because they kickstarted the game and were like expecting a Steam key.
Right.
And,
so they're like, I want a refund.
Like, this is
fuck
bullshit.
you. I'm out.
Yada, yada. And they're like, okay, well, if you're not happy, we'll give you a refund. I think that was last week.
Mm-hmm.
And then since then, Tim Sweeney, Epic boss Tim Sweeney announced that Epic will fund all the Kickstarter refunds. So I guess
so that it won't reduce the
yeah.
development funding.
Yeah, which is, I guess, kind of nice. So
then he followed that tweet up with an ad saying that that future crowdfunded Epic exclusive titles will coordinate with colleagues at the other stores to ensure key availability or guarantee refunds at announcement time. So if your game gets kickstarted and then you decide that you want to be a Epic Store exclusive, they will do this same thing moving forward. That's pretty cool.
It's good in that it sucks as a fan.
I mean, it's shitty if you're that person that like absolutely has to have your game on Steam or whatever. You want to have all
your games in Steam.
I feel like that's just not the reality of the world anymore, though.
It's not, and it kind of sucks.
On PC, at least.
The only plus side to this is that the dev isn't losing money because of these changes.
Totally.
But yeah, it would suck. Like I get it. That Epic Game Store, yeah, it's another launcher. There's no really any barrier to enter. But if you're into Steam achievements and you're into your groups and you're into your friends list and you're invested in that on Steam, it is annoying that you have to have another freaking crappy launcher that has zero features to play.
You know what though? They're building it out.
They are, but
it's got friends lists now. That's a thing that's happening. I still hate when somebody adds you. It just has a pop up that says like blank. It just says you have been added. Do you want to accept them or yay or nay? And I'm like, who added me? Like, who the fuck is this person? There's no way. Like, the only way that you can see who added you is if you click on your adding, like as if you're going to add somebody. And then under there is a menu that you can then click on that shows like who has actually added you. Mm-hmm. And from there, you can decide who you want to add or not.
I think I just launched the Epic Game Launcher every week or two to download whatever their free game is this week.
You don't even need to launch the Epic Game Launcher to do that. You could just do that via the website, you know?
Oh, well, I don't do that.
Because up until I installed Dauntless, I had been just logging into the website, getting their free stuff, and I didn't even have the installer launched. Like, I didn't even have it installed.
The last day of June is free till tomorrow. So by the time you hear this podcast, I think it'll be gone. But the next free game, for those who care, on the Epic Game Store, so when you start listening to this, Overcooked on PC. That's a good game.
Yeah.
I like free games.
Dude, I was looking through my library the other day of Epic games, and I was like, shit, I have like 20 games in here now from all their free giveaways and shit. And some of them are actually like pretty good games.
You know, it's kind of funny. You can, on these free games, you can enter a creator tag. I wonder if creators get anything when you download a free game.
No idea.
I actually was looking at the creator requirements, and our YouTube channel does meet them. So I was kind of thinking that I might try and get us an Epic creator code.
That'd be kind of neat.
I don't know if we would benefit at all. I don't know if we have enough people buying stuff from there, but
hey,
I was going to apply. It's on my back burner.
Doesn't hurt to say what's up.
No, it doesn't hurt. Anyway, if that happens, we'll let you know.
Yeah. Cool.
DDoS attacker will spend 2 years in prison. Why is this gaming related? Well, because these guys hacked a couple gaming sites. A hacker behind the hacks on Daybreak game company, then known as Sony Online Entertainment, is going to prison. Austin Thompson of Utah will be behind bars for the next 27 months.
Wow.
Thompson, 23, pleaded guilty in November. Official charge, damage to a protected computer in connection with attacks in late 2013 against SOE. His group Derp Trolling was allegedly behind several denial of service attacks on online service for several SOE games. Plus, Battle.net League of Legends, and Dota 2.
Yeah. Pieces of shit.
Yeah, these attacks proceeded by about 6 months of those of a group called itself Lizard Squad, if everyone remembers that, which also did some targeted hacking against SOE and even called in a bomb threat. A couple other guys involved with this in is it Norway or Sweden and elsewhere also went to jail as well.
Good.
Finland.
Like, fuck, man.
Another guy in the States, he got what did he get? 3 months in prison, ordered to pay $350,000 in restitution. And one other dude in Finland received a 2-year suspended prison sentence. So I think he did the best.
Wow.
Thompson also, his sentence began serving his sentence August 23rd. Was also ordered to pay $95,000 in restitution to Daybreak Game Company. Moral of the story: don't hack.
Be a shithead.
If you're gonna hack, do it for good reasons. If you're going to go to jail and get fined, hack like evil companies. Don't waste your time hacking video game companies. God damn it. Use your evil power for good.
Yeah, don't be a shithead. That's what this comes down to.
Yeah, I don't think it's as
Don't be shitty.
I don't think it's as easy to get away with hacking as it was years ago. I think they got better cybersecurity now.
Yeah, and people are getting sick and fucking tired of it. So it's like at this point, they're trying to send real messages to people like, hey, you're going to do this shit? We're actually going to do something about it now.
It's scary. Be prepared.
Yep, exactly.
But, like I said, if you're going to do it against evil companies.
Yeah, or like...
don't do it at all.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you know that ain't going to happen.
Yeah.
Cuphead developers delayed DLC. Cite desire to make games in a healthier way. I believe the Cuphead expansion, Delicious Last Course, was scheduled for the end of this year or something. Initially announced 2019 release date. They're gonna have to wait until 2020. It's been delayed. The developers offered the commitment to quality and a focus on sustainable development practices, which, it's good. These are side effects of all the union talk and all the crunch talk and all these discussions that have been happening around lately. And they're like,
I also like to think that these guys are Canadian and they're like, hey, we can do better.
They are Canadian. It's just, why kill your employees, man? Keep them happy.
Yeah.
Work-life balance. Everyone wins. Then you don't need a union, which probably makes things harder to get done, especially in the creative field. So if you just respect your workers, pay them, and don't overwork them, you probably don't need to go the route of unions. So, But these are all side effects of these discussions happening out in the open and people listening, and I guess companies listening. So that's great. Cuphead's dope. If you don't have Cuphead, get Cuphead. The Switch port is excellent.
I'll probably have to buy Cuphead.
We didn't talk about this last week, but we're going to talk about it now because I feel like I want to talk about it now.
I feel like it's... I feel like last week we didn't need to talk about it, and I kind of didn't want to talk about it. We talked about it before the podcast, and we kind of decided, like, you know what? We're just going to skip this. We're not even going to go there because we don't feel like we need to. And unfortunately, this has gone off the rails, if you will, and I feel like it needs to be talked about now.
So, if you were living under a rock, you may not have known that Dr. Disrespect was kicked out of E3, banned from E3, kicked out, and he was also
he was banned from Twitch.
He was banned from Twitch, which ended up turning out to be a 2-week ban.
So, for anybody that doesn't know, he walked into a bathroom, which is actually illegal.
He was live streaming at E3.
And he walked into the bathroom and was live streaming while he was standing in the bathroom with people
using urinals,
doing their stuff in the dude's bathroom. which again is, one, it's against the law, period. Two, it's against Twitch terms of service. So he got banned, of course, because he's Dr. Disrespect. Twitch banned him for 2 weeks. So initially they just banned him. They didn't say
say how long, but
exactly. And then 2 weeks later,
the incident.
Yeah. So 2 weeks later, big surprise, his channel's back.
He hasn't been streaming because he's on a hiatus personally, hyping up his return for July 8th.
Right. And not only that, he really doesn't seem to be taking his suspension very seriously whatsoever.
No.
He posted a message like, I'd like to apologize on behalf of the Dr. Disrespect brand. And it was, oh my gosh, like...
Yeah, he issued a guy Beam, who's the guy who plays Dr. Disrespect.
Yeah.
Issued an apology on his personal Twitter, which has like a minuscule amount of followers compared to his millions of followers on the Dr. Disrespect channel.
Yep.
Which was kind of weird. And then it's also kind of spun out of control in that he's like been attacking Kotaku and Jason Schreier personally.
Well, Jason Schreier essentially wrote a story saying like, this is bullshit. Like, technically he maybe should even be in like getting charges laid because what he did was illegal and against the law. But at the very least, he should not have got his channel back. And sort of, and he just kind of went into like the ridiculousness of Twitch and the Dr. Disrespect thing, and like if this was a person who had,
if it was anyone else,
50
they would have
followers,
been account closed.
nobody, exactly, they would never have got it back. That would be the end of it.
The only reason they didn't kick him out is because they don't want him to take his millions of subscribers over to YouTube or Mixer. Because if they banned his account for any longer, he would go to one of the other platforms, and it would put a huge dent in Twitch.
I don't know about huge. It would put a dent in it.
It would put a big dent. There's only so many big like streamers at this level on Twitch, and they're the bread and butter and gravy for Twitch. Remember that article we talked about, all the inflatings of numbers and bullshit streams and all that stuff? That goes hand in hand with these giant streamers.
Yeah.
And these guys make tons of money, and when these guys make lots of money, Twitch makes lots of money. So is Twitch going to punish themselves? It's just the double standard of accountability is kind of really bullshit.
And that's what Jason Schreier is pointing out.
And especially
in his article.
Yeah, you screwed up, you apologized. You should have apologized on your Dr. Disrespect channel so the millions of people saw that. It just didn't seem wholeheartedly. And then to just turn around and start doing like personal attacks on a reporter who didn't sensationalize a story about you just seems really low blow for someone with so many followers.
This also, like his apology, it's a huge, like, if you read it, feel free to go online and read it. I'm not going to like read the whole thing out here or whatever, here. But it's painful because it starts off with like him like, oh yeah, like, I got, it's a whole, all it is, it's not even an apology. It's an excuse. The whole thing reads like a giant excuse. He starts off with like, oh man, I'm really sorry. And like, I need to step back. And like, this was a terrible thing or whatever. But he explains like the whole time, like I've done horrible things to the Dr. Disrespect brand. But he goes on to literally excuse himself by being like, oh, I was too into the character, and like that was what caused me to do this. I was too in character, and I got carried away. That's literally his excuse. And then on top of that, so then he pivots from that into, so by the way, I'm going to be back and it's going to be great and you guys are going to love it and we're going to be more authentic, and authenticity is going to be a concept, and we're like, it's, the whole thing is like, it's giant. Like, he does not seem at any point that he even gives a fuck. In fact, he almost acts like he got a 2-week vacation and he was like, great, this is a perfect opportunity for me to step back, live my life, and enjoy some time off and not worry about like my subscriber numbers and whatever bullshit. And now he can ramp up to this big, like, oh, my big comeback.
Oh yeah, and he'll probably set a streaming record on July 8th.
Like,
and make more money
man.
than he would have the entire 2 weeks if he stayed streaming like nothing happened. I don't know Dr. Disrespect. I watched some of his clips. I found some of them entertaining.
The guy's a fucking asshole. And he is an internet bully. Like, that's the thing that bothers me is, like, he's sensationalized. Like, I get that he's playing a character. Who knows what the real guy is
he's
like,
just
whatever.
playing the worst parts of the internet
right.
In physical form. And, like, it's just an act, so I can get away with it. It's cool. It's cool to be a fucking
asshole. Like, that's the thing is, like, the character, he's a dick. Like, it's not cool. I don't know. It bothers me because, like, the world has enough shitty people in it. We don't need quote unquote quasi celebrities that kids and other people are fucking watching and looking at as going like, oh man, this guy's awesome.
Yeah, like 3 million people looking up to.
Like, don't get me wrong. Like, there's always going to be the weird comedic people or whatever. Like, look at, Tom Green back in the day and stuff. Like, he's a bit weird and he but like, this guy, like, if you watch his streams and the shit that he says about other people, he's just a toxic asshole. And, like, I just don't think that by Twitch, giving him a little slap on the wrist, like, you shouldn't do that. We're going to wash your mouth. We're going to put you in the corner for 20 days it's like, I don't know. It's just shitty.
This has happened before.
No, exactly.
Twitch only punishes like they'll never. It's like a 2-tiered system. It's just like Canada and the U.S. The super rich get a slap on the wrist, and me and you go to jail for the rest of our life. Like they're not going to punish their biggest guys. Like no, like PewDiePie didn't get punished. Logan Paul didn't get punished. None of these guys did stuff. Whether you think it's bad or not, like it's everyone's entitled to their own opinion. And some people, like I personally think you broke the law, you're done. Accident or no accident, you broke the law.
Yeah, I feel like that's where the line should be, right?
That's the line. Like now, like hurting people, saying stupid shit, like saying racist stuff, like stuff like that. Okay, yeah, you slipped up. It's an accident. You didn't really mean it. You're not truly racist. Yeah, you get 2 week, 1 month, 6 month bans. But like, just breaking the law. That's the line where it's like
just slip up. I'm sorry, but like, I feel like if you're like, you don't just like, oh my bad. I was racist for 5 minutes. I'm not actually racist. I mean, come on.
I appreciate the gesture of an apology. I don't appreciate the amount of time that passed. And then like that.
The apology just seems like a fucking slap in the face, though.
It was so like
totally.
He should have
like
apologized the day of him getting kicked out of E3.
Totally, because he wasn't sorry though. That's the thing. Like he doesn't give a shit, and that's
he wasn't.
This is totally like his mom, aka his PR person, fucking was like, okay, you go back out there and you fucking apologize, and he's like, but I don't want to, and so finally. Almost a week later or whatever it is now.
In the typical internet celebrity apology, it's all
finally
excuses.
His PR person probably even fucking wrote it out and was like, here, put this on your Twitter. And he's like, okay, fine.
I just don't appreciate the fact that he attacks these reporters on Kotaku when it's like, dude, you're not setting a good example. And it I don't know. Like, dude, pick on people your own size, right? If you're going to be a dick.
Yeah.
Like, you got a little army of people that don't really get you and yeah, it's not cool. Anyway, I don't know. Twitch is never gonna hold their biggest streamers accountable for anything. Unless they kill someone, they will never ban one of these big guys. Guaranteed. I just call it right now. They don't have the balls. You know what? Even more so than the balls, I don't think they could afford to punish their top streamers.
I think they could absolutely afford to punish it.
I don't think that
so. They won't.
I don't think so. Because they would move to other platforms, and then so would the viewers. It's not like Twitch is that amazing of a platform. They just happen to have the big guys because they're like the YouTube. They started first. Well, they didn't start first, but they're the one who blew up the biggest. But no one will hold them accountable. Like YouTube didn't hold Logan Paul and PewDiePie and any of them accountable because they can't afford to have those guys go somewhere else.
I just think that there's so many people out there.
Because if he moves to YouTube or Mixer, and the deals or endorsements get more lucrative from those platforms for the big streamers.
See, that's the key right there. If he moves to one of those other platforms, if those other platforms were like, no, fuck you, we don't want that shit over here.
Oh, they'll gladly take him. Let's be honest.
Right, but I'm just saying they shouldn't.
No,
that's
they shouldn't.
The difference.
That would
Mixer
be
or YouTube or whatever.
That would be
if he went to them
thing.
and he was like, hey, Twitch kicked me out. I want to come over here instead. Instead of being like, oh my God, here's my open arms. Like, you should come over here and be an asshole. Absolutely. If they were like, no, they fucking kicked you out for a reason because you're a fucking dick. We don't want that shit over here. You're a toxic asshole. Move on. I guarantee you, if he couldn't get to one of the big three or whatever, if he just ended up on some no-name, platform that's, yeah, sure, some people would follow him over there, but I guarantee you that enough people would care less about who Dr. Disrespect is that he would essentially just disappear into the ether where he should be. I'm
just wondering if the state of California is looking into it at all. He's got to be pretty careful with his laissez-faire asshole attitude because that will make someone want to punish him.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't watch him. Like I said, I don't know him. I don't care. But what I care about is Twitch. Come on, man, hold people up to a better standard and freaking this 2-tiered bullshit. Like I said, anyone else that wasn't one of their top tier streamers would have been done. And there's tons that they've thrown off that have gotten into fights or abused or charges or swatting or there's tons of people they've perma-banned. But guess what? You think those streamers had tens of thousands of people watching them? No. They were small time.
Yeah.
Moving along. That's enough of Dr. Dick respect.
Yes.
Nvidia ups the ante with new super branded GeForce RTX cards. I don't want to get too technical. I don't want you to get too technical on this. But there's a bunch of new Nvidia cards and they're better. Surprise.
Yeah.
Just more horsepower.
I'd love to dive into this. This is exciting. It's the first time in years that I feel like not only CPUs on the computer side and GPUs are there's real competition. You've got AMD dropping sweet processors and Intel's over here going oh shit, we need to fucking step up and play ball still. And this is I think that this is this exactly same thing. They're now making Nvidia do the same thing. Nvidia could have released these cards to start, and these if they would have released these cards to start as the 2070 and the 2060 and to come, the 2080 Super is coming. It would have been end of the month.
Of a lackluster launch for the RTX line.
Yeah, if they would have done what they're doing right now, which is they're launching essentially. So what they're doing is they're launching the 2060 Super for $50 more than what they launched the 2060 at. But the plan there is to keep the 2060 in play. So there will be a 2060 and a 2060 Super. Then what they're doing is they've released the 2070 Super, and that will actually phase out the 2070. So the 2070 will slowly go away. And they're going to be doing a similar thing with the 2080. So the 2080, as it sits right now, will slowly fade out. Whatever's essentially stock is in the pipeline will go away. And the 2080 Super is now the new 2080. And the 2080 Ti is still the big dog.
So that the 2080 Ti is the only Ti that's sticking around, though, right? The other Ti's are gone.
To my knowledge, yes.
Was there a 2070 Ti? No,
they didn't release that. So the thing is so now you've got the 2080 Super, the 2070 Super, and the 2060 Super. The funny thing is that the 2060 Super is for all intents and purposes as fast or almost as fast as the vanilla 2070. And the 2070 Super is within 5% of the 2080 vanilla card. So this is my point, is if they would have released these cards to begin with at those price points, I feel like people would have had a lot of different things to say about the RTX series because it would have actually seemed like
yeah, 'cause
real performance.
everyone was like,
that's
"Oh,
getting
these
moved.
cards are rad, but they're overpriced."
Right. A lot of people, when they first came out, they were saying like, okay, well, they have a lot of technology that may or may not be a cool thing down the road. But right now, they're, the 2070 is about as fast as a 1080 and a Vega 64. And the 2080 is about as fast as a 1080 Ti. Like, they weren't that much faster. The only card that came out that was really fast was the 2080 Ti, and it was a monster, and it still is, right? It is the fastest single card you can buy pretty much for gaming. So now that like AMD is releasing Navi next week on the 7th, so what's that, Sunday? So yeah, AMD is releasing Navi on Sunday, and so Nvidia is like, oh shit, well, we have to respond. So now they've dropped these Super Series out, which is rad because it's more price for it's more bang for the same amount of money. I still think that they're all overpriced, especially in Canada, because our dollar is fucking all over the place right now. But yeah, like this is great. This is way better for everybody. The 2060 Super is like a surprisingly adequate card now. And the 2070 Super is like shit. Like that's faster than a 1080 Ti now. Like it's actually kind of real performances there.
This 2070 Super reading here, they're pretty impressed with it.
Yeah. So, and like I said, we'll find out about the 2080 Super. Obviously, we know it's not going to be as fast as the 2080 Ti, but I have a sneaky suspicion because right now, the leap between the 2080 and the 2080 Ti is massive. The 2080 Super, or sorry, the regular 2080 isn't that much faster than a 1080 Ti. Whereas the 2080 Ti is like quite a bit faster. So this will kind of shift everything up a little bit, and it'll put that 2080 Super kind of a lot closer to the 2080 Ti. Which I think is good. I still
2070 Super might be an actual upgrade for me and not super expensive.
It's still going to be expensive because
500.
That's American.
I know, but it's not 1,600 for 2080.
No, so it'll be like 650 Canadian. Which is still it's still a shitload of money.
But to get the RTX features and more powerful than a 1080 Ti.
So that's the other thing. Is the cool thing about the 2060 and the 2070 is they also get more RTX cores. So they actually get more gigapixel or giga rays or whatever they call it. Mm-hmm. So essentially their ray tracing is faster because of that. So right off the bat, this is in a weird way kind of like the second gen. Like we said, like the first gen cards are going to be, this is the first time they've got ray tracing.
Yeah.
You never kind of want to buy the first one. And we're already seeing like this isn't a full second one, but it is very like, we're seeing already that performance increase. Mm-hmm. We're going from like 5 to 6 on the 6 series to, which is really cool. I think the name is dumb, but whatever. If they wouldn't have released the 2080 Ti, they could have just called these the Ti cards or something. I don't kind of know why they didn't bother, but
yeah, I guess they want to get away from Ti, maybe.
I don't know. They like
Super. This is clearly better edition. Made Ti is not exactly clear to anyone but us.
I guess
Super seems better than just a number.
Sure.
2070 Super. This has got to be better than a 2070.
So, the other thing I will mention as well that is quite important actually is the 2060 Super gets a boost to 8 gigs of RAM versus 6 gig on the regular vanilla 2060. So
I have to look at this 2070.
Yeah, the 2070 Super, man.
Seems like a sweet spot for a video
I think
card
it's going to be
upgrade.
the sweet spot. I mean, the 2080 Super is going to be $699, but that's going to be
that's $1,000,
$900 Canadian. So
I'm not spending $1,000 on the video card.
No, that's been my challenge as well.
That's ridiculous.
Even 650 is hard to swallow when like those card that performance bracket used to be 450. It's a little a little hard to swallow, but it is what it is.
Yeah. And
So
maybe next year they'll have the super duper versions, which do 8K.
So that's the thing. Like, so next week, we'll have the info on the Nvidia or the AMD cards, because the Navi, the 5700 and the 5700 XT are going to be out.
Maybe we should hold off for another year.
So we're gonna hear about those. So we're actually gonna get benchmarks for those. I'm really curious because I know that when they talked about it at Computex, and then when they talked about it again at E3, they were saying that the 5700 XT was about as fast as a 2070. So now that the 2070 is, 15%, 20% faster, that'll be interesting to sort of see. I mean, the 5700 is cheaper. So, when you factor that in, that is okay, fair enough. But we'll see. I'm really curious to find out on Sunday and actually look at benchmarks and find out where all of this stuff is, where all the bricks lie at the end of it all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Moving along.
Either way, like I said, it's exciting.
It is exciting.
Computer parts
I
are finally exciting.
I tried to contain it, but I failed.
Oh, come on, man. People love that.
Nintendo.
You got some nerds out there that needs they're like me. We got people out there that are like me and they want to know the details.
This is true. Nintendo news. Game Freak addresses the Pokemon Sword and Shield National Dex controversy. The Dexgate, as we like to call it.
I don't really understand why this is such a big deal. To me, this makes total sense.
People spent so much time collecting these fucking Pokemon, and we know why.
Yeah, but could you imagine trying to
make
create
800 3D models, animated sound effects?
Exactly. To me, this makes sense. You're not going to be able to put that many into your new game.
No, it's obvious. You're crazy if you thought they were all going to be in there. So anyway, on Pokemon.com, Masuda-san assured fans that while some Pokemon may not be available in Pokemon Sword and Shield, that does not mean they will not appear in future games. So there's a letter. It's in our podcast notes if you really care to read it.
Mm-hmm.
And to be honest, that just seemed freaking obvious that they'll slowly but surely add them over time over the future Pokemon games. And who knows, there may be a whole Dex reboot and they might just get rid of some less popular Pokemon. I wouldn't be surprised if that completely happened in the long run. Because 800 now, we're going to be probably, I don't know how many new ones in this, but we're probably getting upwards of 900. That's ridiculous. I ain't buying 900 Pokemon Amiibo, so chill out. Let's be honest.
Are you sure?
How many of the 800 Pokemon do you actually care, love, and use? There's so many that are just sitting on a shelf.
Totally.
Sitting in a Pokebox getting neglected. So it makes sense. It was obvious. So, but they made a comment anyway.
All right.
So I guess people can hope and wish, and maybe one day we'll all get them all. We'll get them all.
Gotta catch them all.
PlayStation news.
Not today.
Not today. In the future. In the far-flung future.
Yeah.
In the year 2077.
Yeah.
PlayStation news. EA Access is coming for PS4. We talked about the launch date has been revealed July 24th. So, yeah. Another subscription service for everyone out there because we need more. I think I've gotten free trials at EA Access, and I did the one on PC for Anthem.
So I've got a year for the PC for EA. That apparently does not include any of the console stuff, which is fine because whatever. I appreciate that at least on console it's cheaper. It's $5 or whatever. I feel like it's a bit of a different thing though. You're getting day one access to a demo, and you're getting deals on brand new games, and you're getting a big back catalog, but you're not on PC. Why I paid for it essentially is you actually get the brand new games the day they drop. Mm-hmm. So in my case, I initially got it as you did for Anthem. I just decided to keep it for a year to see, because I can play Battlefield.
Oh yeah, you're gonna get a new Battlefield game,
the new Star Wars game, you know what I mean? I'll be able to play all that stuff. And so to me right there, if I play those 3 games, it's worth it for the year, no problem. And I can pop back into Anthem and check on it and stuff like that. So that to me kind of made it worthwhile.
It's not a bad service. If I was in the sports games, I probably would have stayed subscribed to always have the new version. But I think the PC one came. I think the PC version is better than the console ones, because it included all their games, didn't it? Whereas the console ones only include a library and then trials or whatever. On the console, you don't get FIFA 20 when it comes out, but on the PC one, you do.
Right.
So there's a little bit of difference between the two. But I think the console one's cheaper as well, or less expensive. Anyway, moving along, PlayStation news. Sony changes PlayStation Plus July games last minute, swapping Detroit for PES. Or swapping, Detroit for Pro Evolution Soccer 2019.
Right.
Sony did not explain the reason for this month's last-minute change to the lineup on its blog, and it's rare for the company to alter the list of free games. Has this happened before? I don't know.
I don't think it's ever happened. I don't think it's interesting, because I know a lot of people that really, really like soccer games. So I imagine for a big chunk of people, they're going to be disappointed that PES isn't going to be involved.
Some people are disappointed.
But
I already have Detroit, so now I'm doubly disappointed. It was already a stinker, and now it's a game I already had. But Detroit's pretty good, so
I know it's sitting on my shelf. I need to play it.
You still have it? I thought I got it back from you.
No.
God damn it.
I still have it. It's sitting on my shelf.
Well,
but I can give it back to you now.
Yeah, you gotta download this shit and give me my game back, fucker.
Exactly. Hey, at least I know where it is, and I'm planning on giving it back to you. It's not like I just keep it forever.
You should literally play it with your wife. It's good.
I know. I need to. It's hard, man.
I played it with my wife.
She's playing Diablo. I'm playing Bloodstained and a million other things.
You guys should play with each other.
Oh, we do. Don't you worry.
Public service announcements. Xbox announced their games for July after we recorded. Thanks, Xbox.
Yeah.
I don't know why they were
games in there.
Why they were so late. Inside, Castlevania Symphony of the Night.
Yeah.
Big Crown Showdown and Meet the Robinsons.
Yeah.
Castlevania Symphony of the Night. Dope. Inside, pretty good. And the other two, whatever.
Fair enough.
Spider-Man.
They're out there now.
Spider-Man PS4 gets 2 new suits from Far From Home. So if you're playing that on PS4, I haven't booted it up in months.
Seeing as that's the only way to play it.
But yeah, I guess if you boot it up now, there's been a little patchy that unlocks the 2 new suits from Spider-Man for free.
Hell yeah.
So that's kind of exciting.
I love it when they do stuff like that. It's just awesome.
Yeah, that is awesome.
Heck yeah.
I'll have to check those out, because the suits in that game look awesome.
Yeah, they do. They're so good.
Xbox Game Pass announced a few new games coming out this month.
Man, there's some good games on here.
Dead Rising 4, console and PC.
Woot.
Middle Earth Shadow of War?
Yep.
Console and PC. Blazing Chrome, have no idea what that is. Console and PC.
Me neither.
My Time
at Portia.
Is it
console
Portia?
and PC?
Porsche.
I don't know.
Time
I own it
Spinner
on
PC
already.
Unavowed.
Oh, Time
PC.
Spinner. Hell yeah, I don't have to buy it now. Whoop,
Oh,
whoop.
is that that cool looking Metroidvania?
Yeah. Apparently it is like a...
It's on Switch, right?
I don't know. I know it's definitely on Steam, and I think it's been in my
Switch.
Steam wish list.
Yeah, that's
so.
right.
Unavowed, Undertale,
also PC.
Those are both PC only,
and then Lego City
Undercover for console.
Yeah, Undertale is good. There's some good games there. The Game Pass keeping up the quality.
Yeah, Dude, like, it's going to become a problem. Like, I'm going to have too many games. I'm not going to be able to play them all.
Before all these freaking services,
I know,
we already
but
had
now
too many
it's even worse.
games.
Now it's even worse, though, because now I can just like, oh, shit, I'll go play some Shadow of War.
Yeah.
Or some Lego City Undercover. Or, hell, some Time Spinner. Cool.
Yep.
So,
move along to our free-for-all section.
yes.
Netflix reveals the first look at the Witcher cast. I'm not going to say I'm totally in love with the way everything looks, but I will hold judgment until I actually see it in action. These are still photos.
So far, I think it looks fucking dope.
I don't think... Yeah, a lot of people on the internet say it looks bad.
Cavill looks awesome. I feel like he looks like Geralt. Like, he fucking nails it. He looks so good.
I guess he just doesn't have the scars, and I think maybe that's what's bugging people.
Yeah, but this is the beginning. What's to say that we're not going to see how he gets some of those scars?
This is true.
Like, that's my point.
I like him.
I personally think it looks
I like
rad.
him as an actor.
I just like I think like when they showed the photo from the back, I was like, okay, kind of cool. He's got a little bit of long hair, and then they showed the one kind of side shot, and I was like, ooh, I don't know about that. But then there's the other shot of him from the front where he's got the sword and stuff.
Yeah, if you scroll down to the very bottom,
he looks rad.
The last photo at the bottom.
Yeah,
that's the best.
I think he looks good.
For sure. Yeah, he looks like he just looks like a younger, less hardened version.
Right. But that
like makes sense.
This is, you got to start somewhere.
It's probably like they're not going to drop us into the end of Witcher 3 here.
No, you got to start at the beginning.
It's pretty exciting.
Some of the other ones, I'm not sure. Like
when it's coming this year, right? Later this year.
Are these? I'm not sure which one of these is like supposed to be Yennefer. Is it the dark haired?
Yeah, the dark haired chick's freaking Yennefer for sure.
I think it looks like I honestly think like I'm more impressed.
I just can't wait for this show to come out.
Like I feel like Netflix has got if Netflix or HBO was the ones doing this, I feel like either one of them would have the balls to actually do it proper.
Yeah, like
if this was anybody else doing it, like it's it is such a brutal, uncensored game and universe, and I feel like to have to try and put it in TV and like tone it down and censor it for television would be awful. So the fact that like Netflix is doing it, they've already said like, yep, it's going to be an R. It's going to be, like we're going true with it all. Hell yeah.
As a fan who finished The Witcher 3, I am super excited for this.
Shut up.
There's lots of people who haven't beaten it. Such a good game. Yeah, I can't wait. I wish this was on now so I'd have something to watch.
Dude, go watch Good Omen.
Shut up.
Tell me you don't have stuff to watch. Like, fuck, like, man.
That's on the pile of shame for watching. We'll get there.
You're telling me you're watching some other shit. Like, it's 6 episodes. Like, just do it. Enjoy it. Move on with your life.
It's only 6 episodes?
That's what I fucking told you this.
Yeah. I remember. I was totally listening.
Yeah, exactly.
Anyway, I can't wait. I wish it was out now.
Yeah.
I don't know why everyone's upset. It's actually kind of funny. I was looking at streams of comments that were upset, and people are like, they're already not taking this seriously because he only has one sword. And then people are like, hey, asshole, in the book, he only has one sword. His second sword is always on Roach.
Right.
So it's like, you see how up their own asses some people are criticizing it, and they're like totally wrong. So I just thought that was so funny.
The creators of the show have already said, though, like they're basing it off the books, right?
Yeah,
like,
and they're not
basing this off the game.
And the game put the swords on his back because it's a mechanic of the game, right?
Totally, it makes sense, right? You grab your silver sword or you grab your steel sword. Like it makes sense for the gameplay perspective.
Yeah, because in the book, he's not going from fighting 10, 20 different monsters at a time.
Right.
I don't know. Like, I never read the books, but I assume he's not doing that.
Yeah.
I assume he's doing particular hunts for one monster, right?
It kind of bugs me though, because all these people are like, they're all up their own ass because it's not like the game. Like I said, they're basing it on the book, not the game. So like, it's gonna be interesting to see how the show is. Like, I wonder if the show is gonna be like a one big baddie the whole season, or a monster of the week, which would work. That monster of the week format would definitely work. Or is it going to be both? Like
a mix. Oh yeah,
like a little. You know what I mean?
You know
like,
what? That seems like the obvious. It'll be a mix.
They're moving
of both.
towards the big baddie, but there's a monster of the week on the way,
reminding us of how.
Because like, let's be honest, like throughout the whole like Witcher 1, 2, and 3, the Wild Hunt is the overarching like big baddie, right?
He's going to be doing like missions in town, earning money, getting drunk, banging whores.
Yep, that's the Witcher.
Can't wait. Can't wait to see Yennefer naked. I mean, what? Did I say that out loud?
Go play the game. Go play the game.
On a much lighter note, I saw Toy Story 4 on the weekend.
Okay.
Man, that movie's good.
Yeah?
That is real freaking good. Just fucking Disney and Pixar with their like multiple meanings and deep messages and awesome humor.
I watched like the trailers and stuff for Toy Story 4, and I'm like, my wife and I are talking about it on the weekend. Actually, it's funny, and I was like, I feel like in a weird way, every movie since the first Toy Story, they've all kind of been the same movie. They just wait so long in between them that it's like people forget. But it's always like the toys get lost, the toys need to come back, and that's like the first one was totally that.
Yeah.
Like the second one, like, you know what I mean? Like, so far they've all been that, like, in a weird way.
I'm
like,
not gonna lie,
the toys get lost.
It's pretty obvious because if you've seen a trailer, spoiler. Right. You know what? If you don't want to hear anything about Toy Story, we're going to be wrapping it up pretty quick here. I'm not going to go into heavy spoilers. I'll maybe talk about what's in the trailer. So if you've seen the trailer or you're not too averse to light spoilers, it's kind of the same formula. You know, Toy X gets lost, mission to find him, bigger subplot, like different messages and meanings of there's crying, there's happy. It's great. It's fantastic. And there's some good twists along the way. And God damn it, Keanu Reeves is so good in it.
That's awesome.
As well. Canada totally represented hilariously in this movie, I must say, because his character is Canadian. So
awesome.
Yeah, I laughed out loud. I think I was like one of the loudest people in the theater. And I got pretty teary-eyed at a couple points as well. It was a great flick. And it's going to be interesting to see where things go with this franchise, because the way it ends, there's going to be some major implications for stuff going forward.
Wow.
It is cool. It is a cool story. I honestly wasn't that excited. When I saw the trailer, I was like, they're doing it again. You know it's going to be good because it's Pixar and Disney, but I honestly didn't really have a lot of... I was just like, whatever. And it exceeded my expectations. It's really good. You know what's really jarring, though? This level of detail in the CG now. Like, if you were to see the first movie compared to this one side by side, it's gonna be jarring. It is so detailed. Like, when you think of Toy Story 1, your mind probably renders what Toy Story 4 is. But in actuality, Toy Story 1 does not look that good.
I feel like we play video games that look better than Toy Story 1 and 2 do now.
Oh, absolutely we do. And maybe even Toy Story, and probably Toy Story 3. But man, the level of detail in this, I'm like, holy crap, these guys have stepped shit up a notch, like from textures and effects. And I'm like, okay, you know what looks weird now is the people kind of look weird because the toys and the environments and the stuff look so goddamn good that it's like...
And you're starting to get into that kind of weird, almost uncanny valley stuff
for the human
people,
characters.
right?
It's kind of like the toys and the environments and the stuff are so detailed and almost realistic, but then the people are still kind of cartoony and animated, which is kind of weird. It's not bad, but it's like, hey, are you going the cartoony route or are you going the realistic route? Because it looks so unreal. It's beautiful. It's an awesome movie. It was an emotional roller coaster.
I think we're gonna try and probably go see Spider-Man: Far From Home this weekend.
Yeah,
so If that wasn't coming out, I probably would have.
I was really trying to watch it yesterday and today. And like I was trying really hard because I'm like, oh, Tuesday, it's only half price, hon. We should totally go for Tuesday. But we had some shit going on. We had to go meet some people and stuff, so it just didn't happen. So we will most likely watch it this weekend. So we'll have thoughts for next week's show.
Yeah, I wanted to see it, but it just like I said, we did a big honking road trip and whatnot, and it just didn't really work out.
Dane?
Yo.
I'm going to say that's episode 211.
211.
You can follow me on Twitter at RickF, RICF.
I was waiting for that.
Yeah, I had a brain
if you
fart.
didn't say it.
I think I had a mini stroke.
I mean, there's a lot of syllables there. You can always come hang out with me on Twitter at Dane Cody at DAYNECODY.
And then, of course, follow, subscribe, all our social medias, the YouTubes, the Instagrams, the Facebooks, the Twitters. We're at Geekoholics or just Geekoholics at all of those. And of course, if you have the ability to review us on any podcast services, submit us to message boards or discords or groups or any of your friends' circles, podcasts you should check out. Feel free to do that. We ain't going to complain. The more, the merrier.
Exactly. Come hang out.
We need more people making fun of me on the Discord.
Yeah, well, yeah. How else people going to get the 211?
And yeah, that's about it. Until next week, I'm going to say we are out.
I got to go play Bloodstained.
Yeah, me too. Peace.